Would say one, a lot of people getting into the handyman thing I think is becoming a new thing. So first it was like, hey, everybody get a trade, trades are making a comeback. But then you're starting to realize that new construction, where these apartments are just popping up out of nowhere. You're driving somewhere, you're like, I didn't even see this side of town being built that fast. So I see a lot more people going towards the handyman and a more personal business. If you want to get into it, I would say the best thing is to go to a school where you're not going to be paying like too much in tuition. Um, Somewhere where you basically can like jump into it hands on, and then it's not going to take more than about 12 months.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Tyler Miner, is a framer, handyman, and carpenter out of Lawrence, Kansas. Tyler, thank you for taking the time today.
Yep, thank you guys.
It's great to have you on here. And, I have to say, I know very little about this geographic area, Lawrence, Kansas, but you were explaining to me that, it's about 40 minutes from Kansas City, Missouri. Is that accurate?
Yep, depending on how fast you drive.
That's right. That's right. I lived in DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, and, lived in this area, Denton, and someone told me, hey, it's commuting distance from Dallas. It turned out to be like about an hour away. So depends on whose commute it is, right? But what I really want to talk with you about today on the show is, how investors are both maintaining their properties, and then also, too, we're seeing a movement into ground up new construction, not just from folks who, may have lots of experience, but also from folks who may not have done a new build before. And so as someone who's involved in really all sides of the business, framing, handyman, carpentry, how much movement are you seeing in this space in new construction? Are you seeing more people get into it? Not just folks who maybe have a background in new construction.
Basically, I don't know about for the rest of the United States, but I know that from Lawrence, Kansas, we have a couple programs. It's like a vocational school. It's called a Peasley Dwayne Training Technical School. And basically, they're grabbing kids straight out of high school, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, and you don't really know if you're going to go to a major university. So they're putting you directly into this vocational school, and they're getting them directly into the field. And it's a lot for the construction. So there's a lot of high school kids jumping right into it.
So are these like people that are framing homes, building brand new homes?
Mainly, Lawrence, Kansas is expanding right now. It's like 85% the college, and then the town's kind of small. So like a lot of the students and the expansion with the Super Bowl and the Chiefs and everything. So it's a lot of apartment complexes.
Okay, so they're doing apartment complex. Let me ask you this. I mean, I'm, again, fish out of water in this space. What's like the salary or the wages that those young folks are making when they're jumping into these programs?
They give you a list and they tell you demographically, oh, if you're in New York, you're gonna make this, or if you're here, you're gonna make this. You can make 35,000, 40,000. So roughly about $15 an hour.
Now, when we talk about, the career path of someone that's building homes, building multifamily, do these folks typically think as from like an entrepreneurship perspective, like, hey, I'm going to build my own business at some point in time, or is there an element of this which is, hey, like, hey, I've got to work for myself or work for others for an extended period of time before I can go out and do that?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I'd say mainly it's more working for other people. I don't think some of these people, maybe only a few rare ones, want to take it into their own opportunity. Or maybe some people think they do, but they're not being taught how to jumpstart their own businesses.
And that's a big thing, right? Because when you have the skill sets to work on homes, I mean, this is coming from a realtor myself and someone who's worked with a lot of investors. This is going to be one of the most in demand skill sets, I think, in our country, right? Because when people need someone to fix something that may seem, superficial to someone in the trades, but is very intensive to them, they can either get highly specialized work that's going to cost them a lot, or they can go to someone who might be more of a generalist, right? And that's important to have because if you've got a short term rental and you've got a stay coming up and you don't want a bad review, you need something fixed quickly. Now, when we talk specifically about the Lawrence market, I was looking up demographics before hopping on here. It's about 100,000 people, right? So this is, I said like it would be a small city or a large town, right? What are you seeing as being some of the trends? I believe you mentioned that there's a college out there. Are you seeing like lots of multifamily housing going up over there? Are there subdivisions being built in the single family space as well? What are you seeing out there?
Um, I know that sadly, if you have kids, like a family of two or three plus, um, it's kind of becoming hard to purchase a house because the house market I've heard is declining badly. So after like the college kid, it's more of like a one bedroom, kind of like a studio thing. They're building like giant apartment complexes, like they're huge. You got like your own studio to focus on your school, and then you got a golf course, a pool. It's kind of more just self for you instead of like after like the 2 to 3 bedroom apartments. A lot of those are getting turned and remodeled into the 1 bedroom studio apartment. So everything's kind of getting modeled into this like self-driven single type home type thing here.
Well, like workforce housing is what I've heard, or like renting by necessity. Basically, it's people are not able to buy, so they're renting. What do you know? What the rents are going for out there? Like, let's say a 1 bedroom at one of those locations.
Let's say okay, about 2 to 3 years ago, rent was anywhere from like 400 at the lowest maybe to about 700, which was, a little bit in the pricey range. Now it jumps quickly from you paying 405 for a 1 bedroom to about 1400 bucks.
Wow, that's a huge jump. Is the primary driver of that like the schools that are around there? I know you mentioned there's a college out there. Is that the big driver of business and of the population shift, or is there other business out there as well?
It's mainly 100% the college.
Okay, so
Definitely the college.
it's a big influence.
Yeah.
One of the one of the things that I've noticed about colleges is there's really unless we have another COVID situation, it's really a huge opportunity for student housing because what I've seen is, you don't just have the student housing that's on campus. It also kind of has this concentric, largening of the city. I'm sure you've probably seen that where you have the students who may go to school that they may stay in the area afterwards, or they may, potentially live off campus uh, but be effectively, commuting to the school And that just keeps, growing the city and the demand for housing as well.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah. It just kind of
Yeah.
seems like more they're building like after, what do you call it, after graduate type homes, which is still living areas that are kind of like blocked off or gated off.
Now, I do want to pivot a bit here, Tyler, and ask you if I can get into the weeds here about, the typical work that you might come across, as a handyman, as someone who might be working with investors or just folks in general. Of course, it's going to run the gamut. But what are, the typical types of calls or folks who might be reaching out to you? What are they typically asking for?
At most, I mean, I would say they're looking for more like a finishing carpentry person. As for rough framing, like I said, it's a lot of apartment complexes. A lot of people are not building houses from ground up. I know people doing porches and back decks and things like that. Haven't been doing very good. So really, I'd say it's more like kitchen cabinets, uh, kitchen remodel, bathrooms, kind of more necessities that you actually really need daily than just like, hey, I need my porch done, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the kitchen remodel thing is huge, though. I mean, that's going to drastically affect the price of the home, right? When someone is reaching out to you for, let's say, a kitchen remodel, is this typically someone who's getting ready to sell their home, or is this someone who's, hey, they're living there and they just want something that's upgraded?
More of an upgrade.
Okay. So
Yep.
they're staying there. Now, what's
Yeah.
of course it's gonna vary depending on the area and how much of an upgrade they want. But typically speaking, what's the range that you would give folks if they already have an existing kitchen and they're looking to get some type of upgrade? What can they be expecting price point wise?
I would say the most 4,000. It depends. If you price too high, then like I said, a lot of people here 4,000 is actually a pretty decent amount. I'd say it's the lowest 2,000 because you don't want to go below that. You don't want to go below 2,000. So
I do want to ask you about folks who are, building businesses in handyman services. I've seen more of this. And as I mentioned earlier, I think especially for folks, who are dealing with turnover or a short-term rental or tenants, like you want to have these, you really be on top of it because any dip in service can cause an issue. Are you seeing that there's more people getting into that handyman space? And then as well, too, for folks who may be interested in getting in, what would be your advice to them if they're interested in getting into that space?
I would say, one, a lot of people getting into the handyman thing, I think, is becoming a new thing. So first it was like, hey, everybody get a trade. Trades are making a comeback. But then you're starting to realize that new construction, where these apartments are just popping up out of nowhere. You're driving somewhere, you're like, I didn't even see this side of town being built that fast. So I see a lot more people going towards the handyman and a more personal business. If you want to get into it, I would say the best thing is to go to a school where you're not going to be paying like too much in tuition. Um, Somewhere where you basically can like jump into it hands on, and then it's not going to take more than about 12 months. There's programs where they might tell you, oh, it takes 2 to 3 years, 4 years, but if you can just get in there, knock it out, 12 months, jump directly into the field, directly as soon as you graduate. Go directly into the field. Do not wait. That's the best thing I could say.
Now, for tuition, you mentioned tuition. I've seen a huge range of what that can be. I also honestly don't know, to be frank, the return on investment, and if you're paying more, are you getting more? Do you know, like, if you were going to start all over again, how much would you be paying right now, 2026, for one of these schools? What's like a good amount if someone wanted to get started?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I know, okay, let's say Lawrence, Kansas, like here, Beasley, they offered free scholarships. So how I got into it, I just went to the workforce center in our city, and they actually just told me to go on the computer and said it was free, but it's only for 2 classes. So if you didn't enroll in those 2, you didn't get it for free. I went to Kansas City, Kansas Community College. They said roughly about 8,000 at the minimum, including books and everything like that. But they have various scholarships. You have scholarships based on where you live. So you have the Promise Act, which I think was given by the presidential before us, and they basically said you live in these certain states, all these listed trades would be considered free. You just have to complete the school. So if you pick HVAC, you pick this, as long as you complete the program, then it's covered for free. I've said in that if you go to like KU, things like that, you're looking at about 60,000 roughly.
Yeah,
That's like
that's. But you're getting. I mean, I'm assuming you're getting some type of degree with that, right?
Yeah, that'd be a degree, but I've heard they've had automotive programs, and I don't know why you'd go there for that, but
It's honestly, as someone who I haven't always been the warmest supporter of higher education, but I do see the value in it. But if people can kind of mesh both, wouldn't it be great if people could get a higher education while also getting some of that, skills in carpentry and framing in the trades? That would be great because you could really be knocking 2 birds out with 1 stone. And honestly, I wish there was more of that.
that'd definitely be really cool.
Now, we are coming up on time here, though, Tyler. Any new projects that you're working on? And then also, what's the best way for folks to reach out to you if they're interested in contacting you?
I would say one, to reach out to me. I have social media. And I don't know if I can put that on there or something like
Go
that.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have various ways to reach me. Definitely you can get on Instagram. You can see Tuna Tyler, little nickname. I have an email, MINORTYLER1@gmail.com. And I would say, other than that, any new projects, right now we're looking at, I thought about have like 2 or 3 kitchens. I'm basically it's the other direction on I-70 called Topeka. Thought about 2 or 3 projects. Not too many right now. We're at a standstill because we just had a snowstorm. A lot of decline in that. A lot of people here are struggling keeping jobs, but other than that, hopefully this can get me some more business and more people to reach out.
Tyler, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for coming on the show.
All right, thank you, man.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.